So anyway, today I was at the Red Cross to donate blood. This was around, say, between 11:30 to noon, right? So to those of you who haven't donated blood before, well, I've donated like what? 1, 2, 3, 6 times, I think. Yeah, just about. Yeah. Anyway, and those of you who have, when they ask you like a series of questions like history of sexual relations or sexual activity, or have you been out of the country for like several periods of time, or have you participated in sex for money, have you had sexual relations with someone of the same sex, or whatever. Are you taking any blood thinners or any antibiotics? They have this standard procedure where they check your pulse, your blood pressure, your body temperature, and they poke your middle finger, right? Like on the side. Well, it's not there anymore. To get like drops of blood to test for your levels of iron in your blood. So anyway, so they after all the procedures and after the questions, the nurse leaves the room, and then another nurse comes in and then asks, and then she's all, can I get your first and last name and date of birth and your home address, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, didn't she already get those questions already from me? Didn't she already ask me that? And she's like, well, we have to confirm, we just have to make sure. And I'm like, geez, they're getting more and more and more thorough now, because they weren't this thorough the last time I donated. So yeah. So then I go to the room where they have like these reclining chairs, and I don't know, everything seems different now, because last time I donated was back in 2006. So yeah. So anyway, she was like, which arm do you prefer, your left or your right? And I'm like, I'm gonna have to go with my left, and and I don't know why. So anyway, she goes to run some kind of task or whatever. I don't know what she's doing, and then she comes back, and then she's like, can I do your right, because I need to monitor this gentleman here. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So she does my right arm, and so she takes this envelope, and it's where they rub like some kind of disinfectant on your arm where they're about to insert the needle. And then there were two kinds of disinfectant. There was one, she rubbed like 2 layers. There was one where it was like some kind of like yellowish brown in color, and then the second one, it was like a crimson color. And then after that, she takes the envelope with only this time it was with the needle that she was going to insert it with. And then I look at the needle and I'm like, holy shit. I have no recollection of the needle being that thick. It's like a 16 gauge thick. Well, maybe not as thick as this. I mean, that's like a 14 gauge, but man, 16 gauge is still pretty fucking thick. So then, she said, look to the left, and then I look to the left. So I look to the left, and then I'm like, pow, and I'm like, ah. So yeah, pretty fucking intense. So I sat there for, I don't know, 15 minutes. Now, I don't know if it was from the blood extraction or if it was from the discomfort of the needle, but I felt like a slight discomfort, I remember. And so 15 minutes have passed, and then I was feeling like lightheaded and a little nauseous. So she said to go to the location where they have like the drinks and the snacks, and I ended up just having tea and green tea and then some water and some fruit that I brought with me because, well, first of all they got there is just junk food, and which I'm very anti-junk food, and second, I'm in addition to that, I'm vegan. So then but before that, she put this on my arm, and then she said that I could take this off in 7 hours, and then keep this on, and I can take it off in an hour. It practically wraps around, keep you from bending your arm too much. So this afternoon, I take this off, and then look what happens. Let me feel it. Fucking bruise. She left a fucking bruise on my arm. So I remembered this information for blood donors. If you have any problems, if you come down with the flu or dizziness or whatever, yeah, you're supposed to call this 866 number. So I'm like, okay, I better call them. And then I look at it and I'm like, bruises. Bruising or pain at the site of the needle may occur after blood donation. Blood can leak out of the vein and into the surrounding tissue to cause swelling or a discolored area, like a typical black and blue mark, which that is. So I guess that's normal. But that's actually the first time that it has happened ever since I've donated. But like I said, I've only donated, last time was back in '06. So, yeah. Well, that's my rant, and if anybody who has ever had this issue, who has donated blood and has had this issue, yeah, let me hear your thoughts, or whatever. And, yeah, take care.